glad you could join us. Hello, I'm Patrick, and this here is Brian, and together we're Just Got Played. We're here at the Cloak and Blaster filming a review for the game that we just played, which is called Mythos Tales by 8th Summit Games.
Join us at the Cloak and Blaster for Mythos Tales.
So Patrick, or Brian, whichever name you're going by this time,
Whoever you may be.
why don't you tell us a little bit about Mythos Tales?
Alright, so Mythos Tales is this storytelling game where in the beginning of the game it gives you a little short preface of the story, and it gives you a couple different routes to go and mentions a few people's names, and it mentions a few locations. From that you decide where you're going to go next, and this map is marked with a bunch of different names and places and locations. You can check it out in the directory. From that point, you make choices of where you're going to go next, kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure book, right?
Right.
So, at the end of the game, it asks you a series of questions, and you don't know what those questions are until the very end of the game. So you have to try to keep everything in mind or keep some really good notes during the course of the game, and you get scored points off of the questions that you can answer or don't answer. You also have there's a sanity mechanic in it, to where if you go to the wrong place or something that's too scary for you to handle, you lose points that way too. But essentially, that is it in a nutshell. Brian, tell us what you like most about Mythos Tales.
The thing that I like most about Mythos Tales is that it's just a different kind of mechanic. It's the storytelling kind of game. There's no dice involved or anything like that. And it's basically like a fact-finding mission. And it's like a perception game as well. So you're trying to look for those clues, and I guess that really gets into the scoring mechanic at the end. You were kind of mentioning that it's like a chapter test. So it's like when you think you're ready for it, you're ready to take that test, you go back, and all of a sudden you have all these questions, and then you're scoring, maybe you get 5 points for question 1 or 3 points for question 2, and sometimes, maybe you get a negative point or something. But I think it's just a very unique way. I haven't played any other type of storytelling games and then ones that are scored this way. So if you're really nerdy and you love, taking tests and stuff, this is definitely a pretty cool game. But Patrick, what would you say is the thing that you like most about Mythos?
I loved the story. I felt like it had so much detail, and it was a little creepy in spots. It really fleshed things out well. I'm gonna say the story that is evolving around this game. And if there's one thing that you had to pick that you like the least.
The thing that I like the least is sometimes losing my voice. In this game,
I don't mind so much.
In this game, when it's your turn, you have to decide where you're going to go, and then you have to read. And sometimes, it could be half a page. Sometimes it could be a paragraph, and then you probably went to the wrong place. But when you've gone to the right place, there could be a page or 2 pages worth of text to read. And if you're in a location where it's really loud or something, you got to speak up loud, and you start to lose your voice. I think what would really have been a cool idea, and would be if these were audio files that were available on YouTube, or somebody reading each one of the passages or something like that, and then that would kind of save the individual players from having to read it. So it would just kind of save some of your voice, save some of those beautiful pipes.
Put a little QR code next to each one of the passages in the book. So if you wanted to read it, you could. If not, you could scan it and it'll read it for you.
Yeah, there you go. But what would you say is the thing that you like least about Mythos Tales?
I really did enjoy it, and I don't know that I can pick out something that I truly didn't like. So I'm going to say the thing I like the least would be that it's an exhaustible resource. It's kind of like you mentioned storytelling games, like time stories. But you also mentioned that it's not like Groundhog Day with time stories.
Yeah, where you got to keep playing the same thing over and over. Okay, we went to this, do this, redo this. This one you just kind of, if you miss it, you just don't get the point at the end, but you could still end up winning. So, and then you just move on in the story. But.
Yeah. But it is still exhaustible. It still is, I'm going to play these stories, and you're going to remember them a year from now or 6 months from now. And I'm sure they're going to come out with more stories, and it's going to come out with new and creative and involved stuff. But as of right now, I think the thing I have to pick is that it is a storytelling exhaustible resource. But I'm Patrick. This is Brian. This
is Mythos Tales, available at your favorite local gaming store or gaming pub. So make sure you jump over there and pick up a copy or 2.
Thank you for watching. Cthulhu. Is that a set? Cthulhu?
What was the name of the other Oh, I gave away the spoiler. Can't say the names.
Oh, for these?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's other demons involved. Yeah,
Lots of tentacles.
and there's a gentleman's club in this Satanic.
Lots of tentacles.
I never. Is that any of the books? The gentleman's club?
Is that the Dunwich Bar?
Which?
Dunwich? And then, how do you say?
What have you done?